Hello, my name is Melissa Bader-Huskin. I use they, them pronouns, and I am one of the violence prevention coordinators at the UCI CARE office.
Hi, my name's Eleni Conley. I use she and her pronouns. I'm one of the advocates in the CARE office.
Hi, my name is Rasta Bagari. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm one of the advocates of the CARE office. Today, we are going to talk about some of the services and programs that CARE offers. UCI CARE provides free and confidential services to members of the UCI community who have been impacted by sexual assault, relationship abuse, family violence, and stalking. Programs and services are available to people of all identities and regardless of status. We provide services to people regardless of when they were harmed, regardless of who harmed them, and regardless of whether or not they choose to report. UCI CARE aims to end these forms of power-based personal violence by engaging the campus community in education, programming, and transformative action. While CARE staff have different roles, we all work collaboratively in fulfilling our mission and supporting the campus community. I will be speaking to our advocacy services as well as our holistic healing program. One of the main services that CARE offers is advocacy. Advocacy is specialized services for support for survivors of power-based violence. Power-based violence is a form of violence where the primary motivator is exertion of power and control in order to harm another person. Advocacy services are completely confidential and free. UCI CARE staff are not responsible employees. That means that we don't have to make a report to the university when someone discloses having experienced harm. An advocate can provide a variety of services, which I'll explain in more detail on the next slide. Advocates are not lawyers or therapists. So while we are not in the position to give legal advice or conduct therapy sessions, we are able to provide referrals to those services when appropriate. We provide a variety of advocacy services. While services are individualized, these are examples of the types of supports that we offer. We offer emotional support, which includes psychoeducation, helping students develop their coping skills, and safety planning. We can provide accompaniment to forensic exams if a student chooses to engage with that process, and we can also provide information about other medical options. We can help students access academic accommodations when they are experiencing academic hardship due to the harm they experienced. We are able to provide these accommodations both through referrals to the Disability Services Center and through direct communication with faculty and other appropriate parties. We're able to provide information regarding reporting options. While we don't support one reporting option over another, we think that it is important that people understand what their options are. And if somebody just does choose to report, whether that be with the Title IX office, the police department, or both, we can provide accompaniment and support through those processes. We're also able to provide some financial support through our Survivor Support Fund and through helping people apply for the California Victim Compensation Board application. We're able to help students access housing accommodations on campus through relationships with housing, access to emergency housing, as well as connecting people to housing referrals within the community. We also recognize that students have a variety of needs, and while we can't help students with all of those needs in-house, we have partnerships both on and off campus with departments and organizations that provide a variety of support services. In addition to our advocacy services, we also have a holistic healing program. We recognize that people access healing in different ways, so our holistic healing program is designed to give people multiple pathways to access healing in ways that are meaningful to them. Examples of our holistic healing program are our Reconnect Yoga as Healing program, our Recreate Art as Healing program, our Reassert program, which is a self-defense class. We also have our Re-Engage Animals as Healing program, a Review Healing Library where people can access books that cover a variety of topics, Regroup, which is a support group offered for survivors of sexual assault, Remix, which offers music as healing, our resource downloadables that are available through our website, and our Horticulture as Healing program.
Beyond our survivor support services, we also plan and host multiple campaigns, campus-wide events, and educational workshops and training throughout the year that aim to raise awareness and understanding of these issues, as well as actively engage our community in violence prevention efforts. Our campus-wide programming includes large events such as Take Back the Night or the Clothesline Project, and campaigns such as Domestic Violence Awareness Month in October or Sexual Assault Awareness Month in April. Workshops and training vary in topic from Green Dot bystander intervention to redefining masculinity to trauma-informed practices. Workshops and trainings for groups can be requested on our website and are hosted throughout the year. Our workshops and training are tailored to our audience, and we enjoy working with the requesters to create a training that meets their group's needs. Finally, we coordinate and supervise multiple peer education programs that engage the undergraduate student community in awareness and education. If you are interested in getting involved with our work, feel free to contact our office for more information. So now that you know more about what CARE does, you might be wondering when you or someone you know would want to seek our services. Situations like not being sure if a relationship you have is healthy, having been sexually assaulted or sexually harassed, or not feeling safe at home, in class, or at work could be reason to speak with one of our advocates. We'd also encourage you to reach out if you aren't sure if what you're experiencing or experienced falls into the category of power-based personal violence, but you want a safe, confidential space to discuss your options, or if you want to learn about how to support someone who has or is experiencing harm. We also always welcome folks to engage with us, learn more about violence prevention or bystander intervention, and join us in our efforts to support our greater UCI community. If you're interested in getting connected specifically to one of our advocates, you can either make an appointment by calling us at 949-824-7273 or by emailing our main office at care@uci.edu. That's CARE@uci.edu. If you want to request a presentation or training or discuss some other research opportunity, you can go to our website at care.uci.edu and click on Request a Workshop or Training. You can also find our current programs that we are offering on our website, in our newsletter, which you can sign up for at our website's main page at the bottom by clicking Newsletter Sign Up, or by looking at our social media accounts at UCI CARE. If you have a different question or you aren't sure who you should talk to, feel free to reach out to us via phone at the same number or email as before.
While we have been talking a lot about different support that we can provide to you, we also want to remember that you all may be supporting survivors as well. And so these are some tips about how to respond to and support survivors. The first one is to pause and inform the individual of your reporting requirements. So this is super important because there are not a lot of confidential people on our campus, especially as far as staff go. So although that, like I just mentioned, a lot of staff are what are called responsible employees, which basically means that if they learn about someone experiencing a form of power-based personal violence, they have to make a report to the university. There are also students who are in those positions as well, whether they be RAs or other student employees, as well as TAs as well. So if you are a responsible employee and someone's making a disclosure to you, make sure that you pause and inform them of your reporting requirements. The next one is to provide them the option of either continuing to speak with you if you're comfortable, since we know not everybody's going to be comfortable, and that's okay. You're not expected to be, or also allowing them to get connected to a confidential support person. Number 3 is to create a safe environment for them when they disclose. So this can, mean telling them that you're not going to spread their information around the different community. It's going to stay just between the two of you. And you're also going to make sure, that they're the one who is in control of the situation as far as what they're telling you and everything from there. So number 4 is to believe them and be present, listen, and have empathy, especially for survivors of power-based personal violence. They're told many times by the people closest to them that what happened to them isn't valid, what happened to them doesn't make sense, or that they're just making a big deal out of everything. And so we want to make sure that we believe them and that we are being able to make space for them to express what they're going through. Number 5 is to empower them and allow them to make their own decisions. And this is super, super, super important because when we're saying power-based personal violence, right, it means that people are having their power taken away from them. And so we want to make sure that they're back in the driver's seat over everything that's happening. They're the one who's in control and that we're not replicating those different forms of oppression and violence that have been happening already. And then number 6 is connect them to confidential support resources where they can explore their options and experiences with a trained advocate or counselor. And so this doesn't mean that your support isn't necessary. That's one of the main things that we do as advocates is talk about who's in your support network, who can you talk to, and all of those things. But it's also really important to be mindful of your emotional energy and how much emotional labor you're really able to do and to support this person. And then also to think about what is going to be best long-term for this individual. And that oftentimes means talking to people who have experience, who are trained to work in this field. The main thing though, because I know I was just speaking a lot about all of those different things, is to make sure that you reintroduce power and control to that survivor and empower them to make their own decisions and avoid re-traumatization or stigmatization. This can be through asking questions, asking for more details that they may not want to share, all of those certain things, and then connect them to confidential resources that can support them. And this can be both on campus or off campus. And we're going to talk about some of those resources on the next slide. So these, I know it says after hours resources. These are basically 99% of them, I should say, are after hours resource or off campus resources as well. So if you want to connect to them instead of our office, that's totally okay. It's whatever you want to do. Waymakers is our local sexual assault crisis response and resource hotline in the county. And so there are local, like I just mentioned, they're out of Orange County. They provide support to survivors of sexual assault. And if you want to call them, you're able to call that number. You also can call during the daytime if you want to get connected to one of their advocates instead. They're really great. They also speak Spanish and some other languages as well. The UCI Counseling Center does actually have a 24-hour hotline that you're able to call, speak to a trained therapist any time of the day if you need that support. So if you want to do that, you can give their phone number a call. Human Options is a local nonprofit that provides support to people who have experienced relationship violence. And they also offer safety planning to people. So if you need anything as far as trying to figure out how to get yourself safe, you can give them a call. Or also if you just need support and someone to talk to, and that number is a 24-hour crisis line also. And then the National Sexual Assault Hotline, it's ran by RAIN. And so actually that phone number is going to direct you to the Rape Crisis Center that's closest to your area code of your phone number. So if, for example, you have a 626 area code, you may be routed to Peace Over Violence or whatever is closest to where your area code is. They also have an online chat at hotline.rain.org. They also have an app. So if you want to download that onto your phone, you can also chat with someone from the app. The app is really aesthetically pleasing too. And then there's the crisis text line. So if you need to text anyone, you can talk to them about any sort of crisis that you're having, and you can text them at that number. And the National Domestic Violence Hotline also is a national resource. And so you can give that number a call. You can also text Love Is to 22522, get connected to an advocate. And then they do have online chat as well. So those are some different resources. And then, yeah, if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us. You can send us an email at care@uci.edu. You can also reach out to our website at care.uci.edu. And our phone number is 949-824-7273. Our office is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. So feel free to give us a call or send us an email. We will get back to you as soon as we can. You're also welcome to connect with us on social media. We love connecting with people on social media. So that is our handle on all of our different social media platforms. And we hope to hear from you soon if you're interested. And we hope that you learned something today.